Hey Smart Steps friends, I'm back at it again with another school age lesson. I'm going to be making some puppy paint. It's a lesson that we actually posted on March 25th, and we hope that you guys can really enjoy it. So to get started, I have our materials. I have a bowl, a spoon. I also have some measuring spoons. I have some salt, a little bit of flour, and some food coloring. So let's get started on our work today. And I'm actually working from my phone with the Instagram post right there. Yep. Okay, so it says that we need to begin by mixing together 1 cup of flour in a large mixing bowl. So I have my 1 cup measuring cup right here. You can see it says, ooh, that lighting, but it says 1 cup. So I'm going to take my flour. Let's see the best way to do it. I'm going to pour it over top of my bowl, making sure to get as little extra mess as I possibly can. I'm going to fill up my 1 cup, and then I'm going to pour it into my mixing bowl. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to look back at the directions to check out the next step. And the next step asks that we add 1 cup of salt. So I'm going to do that same work with salt. And now see, I don't have as much salt as I had flour, but I should have about as enough to make that same amount. So we're going to keep measuring until you get a cup, and then you're going to take your full cup of salt and pour that directly on top of your flour. Then you're going to mix those two things up together. And next thing I like to do is I always go back to my lesson plan just to make sure that I'm clear on the next steps. But the next thing that I like to do is I like to slowly add water until it's like the perfect consistency that I like. So I have this big, huge, actually it's a Ninja jug amount of water, but I'm going to use some of it slowly until I get a nice consistency that I like. You kind of want to make it into a paste so that it's easy to move around, but also kind of thick so that it's puffy and it has all the cool things that you want your paint, like all the texture that you want your paint to have. Just slowly adding some water. And this is such a cool thing to do because you typically have these materials in the house. You know, you typically have flour and salt. Make sure that you ask mom and dad before you do it, or grandma or auntie before you do it, but hopefully you have these materials at home. And there's no problem with making white puffy paint, you know, especially if you have colorful paper or construction paper at home. I'm just looking down so that I can see exactly what I'm doing, and I'm going to show you the consistency in the camera as soon as I get it to be a good mix. It almost smells like pancakes, but remember, we're not going to eat this because it's for painting. And it also will probably be so salty, and it's not cooked. But you see how the consistency is? It's real thick and really puffy. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add some color, and I really like purple, so I'm going to add a couple of drops of the blue food coloring, and then I'm going to go over and get the red one, because red and blue make purple, remember? And then I'm going to mix a couple dots of the red. And I'm going to mix until I get the perfect purpley color. Ooh, it's looking good already. Okay. I think you guys are going to be excited to see. And the cool thing about this is you can split it up, like while it's still in its white form, and put like a little bit in each different bowl, and then put a different color of each food coloring in each bowl, so that you have a lot of colors to work with. Miss Morgan only made 1 color, so all of my artwork will be purple. And this is my purple mixture, my purple here's my purple puffy paint mixture. Get my towel. Probably should have brought more paper towels over here. And I think it's okay to make a mess as long as you clean up your mess afterwards, you know? But okay, so I have made my puffy paint. Now what, right? How do I get my paint to actually use for painting purposes? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some saran wrap. If you have a Ziploc bag, that's actually even better. But I was all out of Ziploc bags because, you know, it's quarantine time. More social distancing. So I'm going to take some saran wrap and kind of make a similar effect. I'm going to open up the saran wrap. And I don't see my scissors right here, so I'm actually just going to work with my hands. So I'm going to cut off a large square. And then I'm going to scoop a little bit of the paint into the saran wrap. And then I'm going to kind of like make a piping bag out of it. It's honestly best if you have a Ziploc bag because you already have that natural corner in it. But you know, we'll work with what we got. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to create the tiniest hole in my bag. And I'm going to use that to kind of make, you guys are going to see what I'm doing in a second. But I'm going to use that to make like a space for the paint to come out of. And then as you can see, you can create a masterpiece with your puffy paint. So I made the tiniest hole and I just kept squeezing. You can see how tiny that hole is, right? Kept squeezing it in the perfect design that I wanted to get it to puff. You can put it to the side. And I know this wasn't it's harder to do it when it's holding it up, when it's up in the air. But you see, you can create artwork. So that is the puffy paint lesson. I hope you guys have a great time doing that at home. Send in your videos of you participating or pictures of the masterpiece that you created using the puffy paint lesson. See you guys soon, and I hope you're staying safe and washing your hands.